Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for October 13th. In 1834, the first strictly revolutionary meeting in Texas took place in Bear and was led by anti-centralists who were concerned about the dictatorial actions of Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna. They called upon all Texans to join him at a convention on November 15th. Among the 35 signers of the call were Erasmo and Juan and Seguin, Gaspar Flores de Abrego, and Jose Luciano, and Jose Antonio Navarro. Gaspar Flores, who, as land commissioner, was an ally of the Austin colonists, and both Jose Antonio Navarro and Juan and Seguin would be major participants in the Texas Revolution. In 1835, in reaction to Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna assuming dictatorial powers in Mexico, a movement was started by George Fisher and Jose Antonio Mejia at Banks's Arcade in New Orleans to initiate an insurrection in eastern Mexico by an attack on Tampico. Mejia left New Orleans November 6th on the schooner Mary Jane with 150 insurgents, but the schooner grounded on a bar off Tampico on November 14th, and the attack was doomed. Mejia escaped with most of his troops on the schooner Halcyon, but 31 of his men were captured and later executed. In 1835 as well, the New Orleans Greys, two companies of volunteers that served in the Texas Revolution, organized at a meeting at Banks's Arcade in New Orleans. Arcade owner Thomas Banks being a strong supporter of Texas independence. And on this day, Stephen F. Austin led his Texian army out of Gonzales to dislodge General Martin Perfecto de Cosf from Béjar. In 1864, the Elm Creek Raid occurred when several hundred Comanches and Kiowas attacked the Elm Creek Valley northwest of Fort Belknap in Young County. At the Fitzpatrick household, the Indians killed and scalped Elizabeth A.C. Fitzpatrick's daughter, Mildred, and killed the son of slave Britt Johnson. Elizabeth Fitzpatrick and her son, two granddaughters, and Johnson's wife and children were taken. After the raid, a Confederate company pursued the Indians and their captives and rode into an ambush in which 5 soldiers were killed and several wounded. Comanche Asa Havey was credited with assisting in the rescue of the Johnsons in June 1865. And Fitzpatrick was rescued in Kansas by U.S. Army troops in November 1865, after her son and one granddaughter died in captivity. Elizabeth reunited with her surviving granddaughter, married her 4th husband, the 3rd died earlier in 1864, and lived until 1882. Man, what a life. In 1921, the Order of Sons of America, or Orden de Hijos de America, one of the first statewide Mexican-American civil rights organizations in Texas, organized at Ramon Carvajal's barbershop in San Antonio. Its state charter was obtained on January 4, 1922. The organization's purpose was to use influence in all fields of social, economic, and political action to realize the greatest enjoyment possible of all the rights and privileges and prerogatives extended by the American Constitution. All right, well, that's very laudable. In 1921, Ross M. Pep Youngs won his first World Series with the New York Giants when they beat the New York Yankees 1-0 in the 8th game, taking the series 5-3. It was a 9-game series at the time. Oh, I did not know that it was a 9-game series back then. All right, well, there you have it for your Texas History Roundup for October 13th. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed that. And come back tomorrow for more. All right, you take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.